I'm going to jump right in. So I'm Daniel Singer, and I work with Preston Cabe at Benefits Data Trust. We are a nonprofit based in Philadelphia, and we provide a number of different services. We primarily help people enroll in benefits. So we work with state outreach programs to find people and apply them to benefits. We also help other sectors to apply people for benefits, including healthcare and higher ed. We provide technical assistance to government organizations around benefits, and we do some innovation work around technology. We've been around since 2005, and here's some numbers, but the ones I want to just mention are that we do a lot of multi-benefit application programs. So on average, we're getting people about $4,000 per household. We also do that across, we have 6 states in which we do applications, and 8 other states where we're doing technical assistance. So I wanted to just talk about our benefit assistance platform. Our main tool is our comprehensive solution, which we call in-house Terry, and it is a full eligibility screening tool where we screen people for multiple benefits. And this is used by our contact center. We have about 200 people in our contact center, and they're screening about answering about 700 calls a day and about 235 applications every day. Then we have a couple other pilots where we are also doing eligibility related stuff. A quick screener that's used by social workers, Benefit Launch Express, which is a self-service screener similar to the My Friend Ben one, and an eligibility API that we use for partner platforms. These are all experimental, and we have not scaled them yet, but we're doing some piloting and experimentation. A couple cool things about our main platform is that it's tied into our call center system. We have a bunch of tools that also connect in around documents, document management, personalized follow-up letters. We do a lot of submissions to the agencies on the behalf of our clients. So we do some batch submissions online, web submissions, and paper and PDF submissions. And of course, lots of reporting to us and our partners. And specifically on eligibility, we are multi-benefits. We do question deduping. So as you're going through a 16 benefit screening, when you close out benefits, we actually close out any questions that are no longer needed to keep things efficient. What we're really pleased about, though, is this in 2023, we invested in a rules engine. We used IBM Decision Manager, which is a DMN-based rules engine. And this allowed our team of analysts to work directly on the rules and to have all our rules in one place, potentially shareable with other organizations. Those rules then power our decision services, which are accessible through an API. And we use that in-house for our benefits assistance platform, our quick screener, and for QA testing. We potentially could use it for simulation tools or other partner tools. So I want to hand it off to Preston. Maybe Preston, you can share the screen, but we want to talk a little bit about the DMN rules. Show you an example for Michigan SNAP.
Preston, are you on video?
Yes, I just put myself on video.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Let me share my screen. So picking up where, hi everyone. Picking up where Daniel left off is, I just want to give like a real quick overview of kind of how we're writing rules and working with them for SNAP specifically across a couple different states. So the first output of the DMN rules that we've written went live in October of last year with our next generation screening tool. This is like the diagram of where the SNAP's Michigan rules happen. This is the tool that both I and the benefit experts here who aren't necessarily trained in software engineering use to collaborate and build out the rules and make sure that they can work with our tools that we have here. There's a lot going on here. Briefly, on the left here, we have our client profile input. That's like the personal and household information that all goes into determining or helping make a recommendation of whether this person is likely eligible for, and this household is likely eligible for SNAP in Michigan. And then all this stuff happens, and on the right, the results formats all the intervening logic and for like integration back into our tools to help. What is actually happening here? Like, we make this diagram, it turns it into the engine we use turns it into a web API, and we send data to this API. And this is an example test fixture that we are using in our library of tests to see, to make sure the tool works correctly. If we give this client profile information, we're expecting back these results. This is an example of what's happening under the hood. In the brief time we have, I just want to share a little bit about how we share rules between states, because I think that's pretty interesting. So here we have our estimation diagram. Most of the rules for SNAP are similar or the same across states, but there are exceptions. So the way we've modeled this so far, and we're just getting started in this, so this could change over time. But the way we've modeled this so far is we have this one estimation DMN for both SNAP South Carolina and SNAP Michigan. And the way that we vary our the rules based on the state is we pass in this config object. So if I just to follow this through so y'all can see a little bit in the config for Michigan, I'll just follow through on this maximum benefit amount. So based on the household size, the maximum benefit amount for Michigan varies in this according to the rules in this table. The maximum benefit amount gets passed into the estimation decision for SNAP Michigan, which calls this estimation DMN. And this worksheet is where we do all the logic calculations for SNAP. And if I can find it. Yeah, so the benefit amount max here is calling that config specific to Michigan. And so in this way, and a few other examples, we can use a similar way to calculate all the rules for SNAP, but vary the things that need to be varied across states. Why am I showing this? This is very different than the other presentations. So like, one of the reasons I'm showing this specific tool is because it's kind of like our cobbled together integrated development environment for rules. And it's not just used by me or other engineers. In fact, increasingly primarily used by our benefit experts here on staff. I think there are a couple of them in the room right now with us. But yeah, I just wanted to show a little bit about what we're doing. The dream here is that these are shared, these are open, and also that If we are changing if there's any updates or anything like that, that our benefit experts can make those updates. And for the more complex updates is the only time when we actually need to pull in our engineering resources to help. That's all I've got. Back to you, Daniel.
Thank you, Preston. Let's see, I will just wrap up by sharing a couple things that are on our mind. As Preston said, we're thinking a lot about who actually translate the rules into the code. Is that the engineers or analysts? And we're trying to push it towards analysts. We think a lot about data standards, our tech team standards versus the state's data points versus national standards. This is coming into play as we hope to integrate with community information exchanges and organizations and tools like that. We also think about standardizing QA and how do we measure accuracy in our measurements in our screener. Our screener, we try for 100% accuracy, whereas a quick screener is really trying for 85–90% accuracy so that it can be a lot faster, but still quite accurate. And just how do we tie into the larger benefit access system? So we would love to talk to anybody and happy to give demos to anybody who's interested. Feel free to reach out to me.